everybody. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late, but YouTube wouldn't let me start. I couldn't see my... That's okay, Judy. Hi, Gail. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Seaward Creations. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Donna. So, what we are going to talk about today is polymer clay collage. And in this collage, we are not going to do image transfers. We are going to actually collage using polymer clay. And we're going to have fun and get my fingers dirty. Hi, Cecile. So my motor, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it kind of starts, as I said, I do have a delay, so it kind of starts ahead of when I'm actually clicking. Let's say I click at 12:30, and it would actually, because I have to already start streaming, it actually shows you what I did at 12:29. So, hi Diane, hi Sharon, hi Francis, hi Colleen, hi Ellen, hi Carol, hi Susan, hi Wilma. So, the way that we are going to do, and I'm going to show you a few different effects. But in order to do this, you must have a base already done. And I did, excuse me, I have a little bit of a sore throat. No scares. That's not because of COVID-19. I did already a base using like a wide cuff bracelet that I'm going to use for this. Hola, Maria Angel. So, and as I said, I'm going to show you a few things. I'm going to only use scrap clay. Remember when I was telling you that your best bet when you are putting away your clay leftovers, try to separate it by family of colors. See, like for example, this is my box of scrap. Let me get it like this so you can see better. So the first ones would be Premo here. And as you can see, they are all done by type of colors. And I have some are pearlescents, and some of these colors are just beautiful. I can tell you approximately how to get to the colors that I'm using. See, this is a pearlescent. Then I got Fimo. Then I have Cernit. I mean, it's all, and I have another scrap clay. But you can see how you can use all these pretty colors to do other stuff. Hi, Lawrence. Okay, so the way that we are going to do the collage, we are going to be using stamps, and I'm going to use the Franco Garcia artisan powders, but you can easily use the I wish, Deborah, I'm just having a lot of issues because of all the health problems I had. But you can use the charcoal, not charcoal, chalk pastels easily. I just have so much stuff on my table right now. I'm working on so many things that I didn't want to bring yet another stuff. You can use acrylic paints. You can use all kinds of stuff. Hi, Joan. But to take first, this is a piece of scrap. What is in here? It's actually some translucent, some white, a little bit of red, just a touch of black, and a touch of alizarin crimson, and I got this one. So, but yeah, it helps me finding colors that I can use for all kinds of things, not just these kind of things. But also, you know, if you have a color that is kind of bright and kind of pure, you can use it in canes with no problems, or in making flowers. Or hi Marietta, so that would be hi John, so that is not an issue. Now the way that I'm going to do the collages actually is I'm going to use stamps and even texture sheets, and then do some patina on them, and then I'm going to kind of cut and combine to do the collage to put on this bracelet. And of course, after it's all done, I'm going to be able to put a backing here. But number one, I do not want to go, all this is on the thicker setting. I'm not going to use the thicker setting because I want my cuff to be a little bit flexible, you know, not super flexible, but a little bit flexible. And when you have more than two, this is the thickest setting on the pasta machine. When you have more than two, twice the thicker setting on the pasta machine, your piece will be a little bit too stiff, so that if you try to do any extension like this to put the cuff on, then it might break, and the breaking point usually it's right here, right in the middle. So okay, hi Judith, hi Whispering Cauldron, hi Luann. So let's get first let's do something with this. And I have some, remember that you have my Amazon influencer store in the video description, and if you just go there and go look for stamps, or if you go also using my affiliate link to PolyClay Play, you can find a whole bunch of stamps. They are very pretty as well. So let's see, I have here some beautiful feather stamps that I think that would do really nice. So I'm gonna use some feather stamp on this one. But as I said, I'm not going to use it on the thicker setting. I'm going to go on like a 6 on the Makins machine. And I'm not gonna use all of this. Alright, and I'm going to place, give me one wax paper so that I can handle it better afterwards. Yeah, not to scare you about my sore throat. Yeah, I was a little bit anxious. Beginning of last week, I started getting a very bad sore throat. And I got, but no fever, no coffee, no nothing. So I got one of those telehealth appointments with my primary care doctor, who is an absolute sweetheart. And she looks like she's 14. Even if she's pretty much in her mid-30s and she's got like 2 kids already, but she's a sweetheart. And she told me not to worry because she already had more than 20 patients calling in the last week. Apparently our allergy season here in Oklahoma is horrible, and a lot of people are getting tonsillitis. So she gave me a lidocaine gargle thingy to use, and she also got me on some steroid to help with the swelling. So no, it's not COVID-19 related. So I'm going to place this here, and then I'm going to look for, let me grab this pretty curly thing here, because it's just too pretty to not to use. And then some leaves. And this should do a good job for now. And I'm going to use a cosmetics sponge and just apply these stamps nice and easy to get very good prints from them. If you do not have a cosmetic sponge, you can use another piece of wax paper. That's going to work just fine. Or if you have the working mat from making sugar craft flowers, that works too. Because it's also kind of spongy. And I'm starting slowly to feel better. For people who don't follow me on Facebook, I was having really bad back pain that was actually kind of like in the dorsal pelvic bone, the iliac crest and the sacroiliac joint, and I know that was my fault. I ran out of calcium supplements, and I just kept, you know, going like, oh, I need to buy this, and I need to buy this, and I need to buy this, but I never bought them. And I do have osteopenia. That is the thing that's right before osteoporosis. And even if they tell you that osteopenia doesn't hurt, trust me, it hurts bad. So I started hurting, and my pain and spine management doctor told me to double the amount, because in the meantime, of course, I bought the calcium, and he told me to double the amount but take only like 600 milligrams at a time at a 2-3 hours distance. And I guess it's starting to work, because I'm hurting less and less, and usually now I started hurting only towards the end of the day, and then it was the sore throat. So yeah, I was a little bit falling behind again because of pain and stuff, but I'm starting slowly to catch up. One more time. And I'm doing good. Oh, and also the other thing that I wanted to say, finally my my primary care also decided that she's not going to wait until I'm able to go there and get more blood tests, and increased my thyroid hormone meds. So that means that probably around a week to 2 weeks I'm gonna feel less tired, and I'm gonna be able to do more stuff, because remember, my main thing is that I'm narcoleptic when I get these bouts of fatigue, and hypothyroidism is horrible. Fatigue is horrible. Okay, so I'm done with this, and as you can see, I got pretty nice prints, pretty nice and delicate prints. So first of all, I'm going to, let me grab a brush. First, I'm going to give it a little bit of, so you can start with the beige. Hi, Gray. You can start with the beige. If you don't have a scrap clay like this, just use a beige color or a flesh color. Then I'm going to do an ochre type of color. First of all, to give it a little bit of more leathery-like look. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Gray. A little bit better, Gray. So going to use this only on 2 spots for now, and then I'm going to come back with it. And another thing that I'm working on right now, and I'm going to do just not a tutorial, just a work in progress thingy. I noticed that the cabinet knobs in my bathroom from the vanity are getting old and look bad, so I'm going to do covering them with polymer clay, and my whole bathroom is in seashells. So I'm going to show you how I'm doing that. Now, because I have this for now, and let me grab some tape, and I'm gonna pull it out away from the microphone. I'm just going to get some of what's extra, too much extra. There's a ticker, Cindy, that tells you everything. Alrighty. So now I have just some of it left. And yes, if you want to get, let me give you a little bit of advice about this tape. You can, of course, buy cheap tape, but I prefer to get these, and I get them, I just watch Amazon, and they come in like 3 or 6 packages for an excellent price from time to time. Because if you buy cheapo tape, it's going to be a pain to try to, you know, pull it. It's going to keep breaking, and it's a pain and a waste of time, and I'd rather not. Okay, now I have some umber and some black. Umber, of course, is this is the clay, and some clay. So umber, obviously it's brown. Black is black. Duh. And then some clay color. This is the only Franco Garcia that the thing doesn't really look like what's inside. Oh, this is a little bit different brown than the umber. And I'm going to get the lightest one, that would be the umber. And I'm going to give it a go in a few spots, including on top of the ochre that I already have there. And by the way, this is not called ochre, it's Orleans taupe, if you want to get the exact thing. Trish at PolyClay Play has pretty much all of these, and you can also find them in my Amazon influencer store if you want to go with this. But as I said, you don't have to. I just didn't want to get too much stuff on my table. It's easier for me to work with these than to work with the chalk pastels. And then I'm going to get a little bit darker brown. And even when I go in this, in the non-stamped parts, it's going to still color the clay a little bit. The Franco Garcia artisan powders, why I like to work with them, not just because they are more convenient to work than with chalk pastels, but I know they are more on the expensive side, but these big things last forever. The thing is that after a little bit, they don't require any kind of sealing. I mean, these things are made for paper and for resin, so they bond pretty good. And especially after you bake the clay, it's gonna be there forever, baby. Alrighty. Now I'm going to first do a little bit of cleaning like this. Then I'm going to take a fingernail brush. To make it look a little bit like worn stuff. And notice I did not use yet the black, right? And then I'm going to use the tape to get stuff up. And I hope that wherever you are, number one, I know that southern US is supposed to have some nasty weather today. I hope that you all stay safe. And I hope that wherever you are, this horrible pandemic doesn't affect you too much. And they are, in my opinion, they are better than the pan pastels. Of course, I can work with pan pastels too, but I like them. They're much finer. And they bind better. Only that you will not find any glittery stuff in the Franco Garcia. It's all natural. And it's more like earthy colors. They look pretty much like natural colors. And as you can see, we got a beautiful effect here. Looks like some kind of worn leather. And at this point I can stop, and now I'm going to add the black. And I'm going to insist wherever I have lighter areas that did not catch the other stuff very well. I don't want all of it to be blackish. I want the whole thing to look like worn out something. Yes, of course you can. I mean, these are pretty much, when you do all those stylings, that's a collage. So obviously you can use these as tiles. Everything that I'm showing you here can be used as tiles. Okay, then I am going to get again the extra stuff. And of course it had to. And I'm not going to insist to grab more than this, because I want it to look a little bit like that. But what I'm going to do as the last thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to get back this top. And this time I'm not going to use the paintbrush. I'm going to use my fingertip, and I'm going to rub. Because by applying successive layers, that's when you create a good effect. Now I'm going to grab the paintbrush again, and I'm going to remove the extra. And I guess I do need a little bit more of the brown, but before I do anything, and you don't flatten too much, just to make sure that what's on top has stayed on top, and burnish a little. Now let's just get a pinch more of the brown. Okay, this one. Not the black, the brown. And I'm going to insist again in spots. I don't know how. So just apply darker and lighter, I mean brownish, earthy tones, until you get a good, what did I do with my, oh, there. I had lost my tape. All right, and the last rubbing. Then I can put this to the side, and I'm going to come and grab what I need from it. Let me get this to the side for a second and clean my fingers. Did you find out those underpads that I told you? Oh, thank you, Gray. Okay, the next thing is, as you can see, this one actually was a combination of silver, some silver, peacock, pearl, and a touch of gold. And this is what you obtain. As you can see, this is a great I was just testing certain combinations of pearlescence. This one, if you do it like this, the most awesome part is that your mica shift, it's going to be bluish. See how it's got a touch of blue compared to the rest that's goldish. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to first mess up the tile, because there was something on my fingers. I forgot to clean my left hand. Sometimes I need somebody to bring to my attention the fact that I have two hands, not just one. But usually my left hand is so useless. Thank you, guys. So I'm going to use on this something floral, a floral texture. So now remember, you don't have to use all these textures. I'm just giving you the general idea of what would look the best. I have this hibiscus texture that's a Cool Tools. And remember, I said before, it's okay to get cheaper, and I'm still using the cheaper textures because some of them are just fabulous. But once you start to get a little bit of budget in, try to get a few Cool Tool textures because they are the best textures that are on the market right now. So I'm going to get this like on a 3. No, maybe on a 2. On a 2. To go with it to make it look absolutely perfect. Now let me put a little bit of Armor All on here. And for who's new to my lives, even if I said it before for other people, always put the release agent on the clay, not on the texture, because if you put it on the texture, it's gonna just hide in the nooks and crannies, and the top areas might be left without release agent. Hi, Shy. So and I'm going to use, I don't want to get up for the mat, and I don't have a bigger cosmetic sponge. If you don't have that, wax paper is just fine. So fingers crossed. Guys, remember, sometimes it doesn't work that good for me because of my hands issues. I guess it came up nice. And I am going to do a little bit of mica shift first. Interesting, huh? As I said collage, and I said stamps, and now I'm doing mica shift. What in the world? And I need to find my eyeglasses. There we go. I could have gone a little bit deeper than this. Maybe I should do the other side. Hold on. I'm not happy with this. Let's do this again. I didn't press enough in the middle. Yeah, I know, unfortunately I cannot do that on camera. I need to find a way to do stuff on camera properly. I got my other ways of doing it. But a lot of times, if you will notice in my regular tutorials, I will show you how I do this. And then there's a little cut and there's another segment where I remove it. That means that I definitely did the imprint in a different way. But this is how you're supposed to do it. Unless you have hands issues like me. Okay, this looks a little bit better. I need a newer blade. This is a newer blade. Yeah, we probably will have much more than that here. I don't know, Oklahoma seems to still be quite a ways from the peak. Apparently the Southern Plains, Central US are a little bit slower to catch up on the whole thing. But yeah, generally speaking, if you want to get this effect, and I would say, you know, if you get all the clay on the same thickness and you use this, the same cutter to measure, I would say use like three parts peacock pearl with 1 part silver and 1 part gold. Best it is to be 18 karat gold, and then go from there. You might have to add some more silver. But if you want to get this effect that I'm going to get on here, Nikki, make sure that you go on my channel and you go on, I have quite a number of tutorials for beginners, from basic techniques to basic canes, and the majority of the lives are more beginner intermediate. They are not, because I know the majority of people are at the beginner intermediate level. So I'm trying to keep my tutorials and subjects, you know, pretty much following the demographics of subscribers on my channel. And you'll see I have, for example, some gemstone to 4 gemstone tutorials that are more for beginner level, some that are for advanced and master, and sometimes it's the same gemstone. The same goes for canes. Like, you know, I have a more beginner level rose cane. Okay, this was on good. A rose cane, and then I have an advanced rose cane. Now, of course, don't feel frustrated, because obviously the advanced level looks better, but you know, don't try it. Even if you have to make beginner level canes for 3 months. Until you learn to do the beginner level stuff, you won't be able to do the advanced level stuff, obviously. Alrighty. Here a little bit. Okay, now to get my mica shift to look pretty, I'm going to burnish, and it's the shiny part of the wax paper. And what is neat with the wax paper, you will see where you have, see how the wax paper is kind of whitish where it doesn't touch the clay. So this is how you will know. And first start with your finger before using anything else. I know the camera is gonna move because the table moves and the camera arm is on the table, and you see how a lot of it is going to disappear, a lot of that whitish stuff. Now let's do that again, and this time I'm going to use my roller. Only that, you do not roll. You don't want to mess up the mica shift. You don't want to redirect those mica particles. So just rub. The other thing that you can use is a small acrylic block. I know I'm gonna have to burnish a little bit more, but I just want to show you how this looks like. Okay, so see, it has, let me try and refocus the camera because in this light it's a little bit more difficult to see. Let me turn off the light. Okay, now give me a second. See how they are shades. I hope you can see there are slightly bluish colors in the, let me try backwards, get this darker. See how they are darkish bluish colors. It's not that so yeah, it's a little bit difficult to get the perfect look when I'm taping, because of the fact that I'm using this bright light for filming. So I do need a little bit more burnishing because I could still see the cuts in some areas. Okay, then the next thing that I'm going to do on it it on another piece of wax paper so I can move around with it. The next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to apply some stamps on it, because this looks like worked metal. And what looks the best on flowers? Obviously, butterflies. So did I see it, because it kind of flew, the chat kind of flew in front of my eyes? Did I see you right? Somebody is recovering from COVID-19. I heard that it is horrible. I'm really, really worried about it for myself. Okay, so let's get this pretty butterfly. And I'm going to place this one here. And then, don't even know what this is. Let's get this pretty thing here. And another butterfly that would show nicely. Let's place it here. And again, I'm going to use the cosmetic sponge. By the way, I discovered a show on Netflix that I absolutely loved. I don't know if you watched it, The Magicians. It's awesome. It's like a more modern Harry Potter thingy. Type of thingy. Okay. So this goes like this. And this goes here. And I need a minute to go take my pill. Just a second, I'll be right back. We have quite a yucky weather here, that's why Finnegan's not, I don't know, that's not something I would be able to watch, the Tiger King thingy. Okay, now for this, I'm trying to figure out what would look the best. I think just simply some black. Let me try and look if there's any other color that might work better. Actually, the rosewood. Rose. If you have the Merlot, but they don't make the Merlot anymore. If not, you can use the pine wood. Rosewood, sorry, not pine wood. I don't want blue, I don't want green. Let me use the Madame Merlot. So I'm going to use a little bit of rosewood. Oh, there it is. I couldn't see my... But this time I'm not going to color it all the top. I'm going to go only for the imprint stuff. And I'm going to go on it with a purpose. So I'm coloring the tip of the edge of the wings of this big butterfly. And then I'm going to use the lighter pink, that's the Paris Rose. So this is actually a pinkish brick, red brick, pinkish. And this is a very bright pink. And I got it wrong out, but oh well. With this one I'm going to use it on the middle of the other butterfly. Just the middle of it. And maybe a touch, no, just the middle of this butterfly, and that's it. And then I'm going to use the burgundy that's called Madame Merlot. I think Trish might still have some. It's a purplish burgundy, more like a sour cherry color. And I'm going to use it in the middle. And on the tails of the butterfly. On the leaves of the flower, on the end of this other butterfly's wings. Right. Now the next move is to do just a bit of blending here. And now I can use the tape. Yeah, there's another series on Netflix that I'm crazy about, and I've been binge watching too, is Versailles. Just because I'm all into historical drama and docu-series. Like, for example, I love the Tudors, the White Queen, the White Princess. I absolutely love those. And here you have to work until you remove all the surface powder. It might take a few strips of tape until you get to remove everything, but it's going to look gorgeous. Yeah, I'm so sad that they won't be able to do the second series. I mean, come on. Even if I wouldn't have loved, even if I wouldn't have been a game nerd and all that, just for Henry Cavill, I mean, he looks absolutely total eye candy in The Witcher. I think he's the most beautiful man in this world. The Witcher is not crap. Please. Don't even dare say that The Witcher is crap. Oh yes, not on HBO. There are actually two Catherine the Great on Prime. The one that just got a new season up. And there's another one. Lucifer too. I love Lucifer. But Lucifer is more of a easy series, fun. I'm in Oklahoma City, Janine. Yeah, you're in the area with bad weather, right? Let me actually check for you guys so whoever's watching wouldn't get caught by surprise. Give me just a second and I'll switch to display so we can track. Okay, let's see who's got any kind of okay, so there is a tornado warning in Louisiana and some thunderstorm warnings in Houston and Louisiana. I guess the Alabama and Georgia are not yet under. So I guess Missouri is not getting hit at all. It's got only a little bit of stuff here. Nothing dangerous. No, nothing, just a lot of lightning, but there's that big bad tornado warning. So if you're in that area, stop watching my tutorial and go take shelter. You don't have Amazon Prime, Elaine? You know that if you're low income, they have the $5.99 for low income Amazon Prime. That's what I have. There's plenty to watch. Yeah, I guess the only, how do you call it, luxury stuff that I have is, yep, I'm right north of Tinker, across the street pretty much. The only luxury stuff that I have is Netflix, and I play Guild Wars too, which is not play to pay, but I would buy from time to time a skin or two, you know. Okay, so as you can see, it takes a while, and I did some, see, I didn't burnish here perfectly, so I got some dust in the cracks there. So let me try and do this trick now to try and clean it better. Right now here it's one of those yucky weathers where it's overcast and just a yucky drizzle type of thing. So this one would have been easier to do with acrylics. I did not shave properly. But I can come with a bit of sanding over this. Yeah, and Carnival Row also is one of those that won't get a new season. Why did you give up? And yeah, I was looking, a lot of people are starting to already go nuts from being on lockdown. Aw, thank you. Okay, and I think that this should be pretty good. I can do one little sanding bit, one a very, very high grit to get rid of this. Okay, now the next one, I shall be using this. Practically it's silver with just a touch of antique gold and some white. This is, you can see it's a different type of, it's not just your regular silver. And on this one, let me clean the tile first. See how strong those pigments are? It's hard to clean them off. I'm gonna have to get the tile and wash it in the kitchen over the sink. Alrighty, now I got this, and with this I'm gonna go a little bit more, not necessarily steampunkish, but you know, I'm gonna use these corners. Oh, come on. Get off. All right. So let me see. I'm gonna use this because it's so pretty, so delicate and pretty. And this, I want this. Let's get this bouquet here. Or like this. this other one here. We don't have to do just plain stuff. Just things that look good together. And this. Okay. Let me now find again my... There we go. Yeah, they should be. Let me check, okay? Because I think that I put all of these in the Amazon store. You look in the stamps area. But if they are not in the Amazon store, then they are going to be over at Trish. Let me check. Some of them are from let me get the link out here, and I'm going to show you the display so we can know what we are talking about. Okay, so as you can see, if you go look in my Amazon store, it's going to be, see how I have everything arranged. If you've never been, I have everything arranged, and you look for stamps, and these are the stamps. And then when you click on stamps, you have this opened, and I kind of try to group them together properly. But see, there's this set that I used the butterflies, and I think the whatchamacallit, the leaves. No, the butterflies were from this set. And then but you don't have to use these exact ones, you know, just use a butterfly. Use, see, like here I have feathers. The other feathers are from Trish. Hold on, let me go on Trish and I'll show you. So PolyClay Play, again, the link is in the video description with my affiliate code. And if I go to stamps and textures, I'm gonna just go on all, because she's got a ton of them. And as I said, you don't have to use the exact thing that I use. That's why I told you you can use this kind of color on your scrap clay and use a butterfly or use a leaf or use a stout. I think that the feather I got from her. Because she's got a whole bunch of pretty... See, she's got this crackle that I got that I love. I think I did one. With the crackle. Give me just a second. She's got a ton of them. That's why I'm trying to get... Oh my god, I didn't see these. Oh my god, these are new. I need to get some. Look at these. And these looks like they are going to leave a really good... I need to try them. Okay, you can use a lot of stuff. For example, you can use these flourishes. I have them. They work beautiful. They are actually an embossing folder. Yeah, she's got the other ones more towards the end. For the stamps. I generally prefer embossing folders because they are so they leave a much sharper definition stuff. You can use the makings because those are good ones. I guess she put all those at the very end. And, I need to buy this. But you can use paisley, for example. I only have a small paisley stamp, or I would have used the paisley. Okay, see the corner elements, the ones that I just used, it's from Viva Decor. And she's got all kinds of borders and motifs. Only mine is the bigger variant. These are the smaller ones. Let's see, you have flowers and butterflies. And I'm sure I got the feathers from Trish, but it's just a lot to... See, that's another corners. I'm sure I got the feathers from Trish. Only that it's a lot to... Let me actually search. I got stuff all over my keyboard. Just a second. Let's see. There's a mold. There's another mold. There's a stamp. Christy Friesen. I'm sure that I got it from... I'm gonna look in Amazon, and if I didn't, I just bought it and I didn't put it on Amazon, on the influencer store, I'll put it after the live. I need to put... See, the problem with these, with the stamps, especially on Amazon, is that they change. They change so much. It's unreal. Because most of these stamps are from Chinese sellers, and especially lately they just disappear, and then I have a whole bunch of items in my influencer store that are not available, you know. Okay, let's do some more on this. Alrighty. Let me put them back real quick. I think I put them backwards, but it's okay. I know I'm kind of anal about the OCD-ness thingy. I missed something up. This goes like this. Yeah, this is what I was doing wrong. I was putting them backwards. And there we go. Like I said, I do have some OCD component in my madness. Yes, it's a cosmetic sponge. It's in the applicators in the influencer store. Let me get these out of here. Okay, now for this specific thing, I'm trying to think my best bet. Let's do a little bit of combination patina, and I'm going to use a green, a blue patina, and a touch of black. Where's my black? Oh, the black. This is umber. This is clay. This is the black. Alrighty, so again, I'm going to get me a wax paper, and then first I'm gonna use a touch of green. I think it's funny. And somebody says bye, then somebody else replies bye. And then someone else, the third person who didn't see that the first person said bye, says goodbye to the second person. I think it's hilarious. And it happens to me so many times. Alright, now I'm going to do a little bit of blending after I managed to close this darn thing, because I managed to get it stuck. Look in the video description. It's Kalyana design. Kalyana design tutorials, actually. Ah. God, I cannot close this now. I hate it when I do stuff like this. There, I finally managed to close it. Okay, now let me do a little bit of blending here. And remember, you can do this with acrylic paints if you want. Just do a wash so you can pat the top one and leave only the stuff that's in the crevices. Okay, I'm gonna just shake the extra in the trash so I don't have to use that much tape. Now remember, these are on silver, or at least silverish stuff. So you'll see here in a minute how it looks like. And I'm going to add some black on top of it, just in a few spots, not all over the place. So I got most of it, and I'm going to add that touch of black. Here, a touch here, some here, and that is it. And now I can finish with the tape. And after this, we are good. We can start putting stuff on the bracelet. But you know what, I think I'm going to continue making the bracelet sometime during the week, because it's almost 2 o'clock and I'm starting to hurt. I mean, I've been on for almost an hour and a half. And I'll try to do this tomorrow, to finish it tomorrow. And probably earlier in the day, so these things won't get dry. I'm going to get them covered in cling wrap, but still they won't be able to last for too long. Okay, almost there. I already took the pill, really. At 1:30. Alrighty. So tomorrow I'm going to combine these 3 pieces into a collage. And make a bracelet with it. I'm going to probably add some other things, but essentially this is how it's going to get on. Okay, so I think probably, let's say for tomorrow 9:30, I'm going to try and schedule it after I go lay down for half an hour. I'm going to go ahead and schedule it. It's gonna be probably 9:30. Actually, no, not 9:30, because that's 7:30 for West Coast. Let's say 10:30 Central Time. I'm going to finish doing the bracelet. Okay? Thank you. I'm going to go lay down because my back started killing me. Thank you so much. I love you all. See you tomorrow.